Hello, and welcome to Popcorn News. Something to watch while you eat popcorn. What is this gravity? Have you ever wondered about that? In the previous Popcorn News, gravity of the situation, an amazing theory that the gravity force was leaking in from an 11th dimension was reported. An event that would shake the foundations of physics may well be imminent, says Ariana Space. And what exactly is this gravity? The non-Euclidean geometries have a lot to do with how the secret science is attempting to understand gravity these days.
It turns out that there are very new ideas on how to explain the weakness of gravity if we have extra dimensions.
Could gravity be leaking from our universe into the empty space of the 11th dimension? Now she had a really strange thought. What if gravity wasn't leaking from our universe, but to it? What if it came from that other universe?
In my book, Our Friend the Ether, I treat such theories as clever yarns told by the scientists as they sit around the fire at the Humbug Tavern. One of the premier leg pullers of the claque, Albert Einstein, had caused much merriment at the Humbug Tavern when he had denied time to exist independently of motion. Building upon the measurement mindset, which noticed that motion cannot be measured without time, Einstein had extrapolated extremely rapid motion would cause time to slow down. This brought down the house at the Humbug gathering, and peals of laughter could be heard from outside. It was while reading an old book, Mathematics and the Physical World, by Morris Klein, originally published in 1959, that I noticed a similarity in one of Isaac Newton's gravity equations and one of Charles-Augustin de Coulomb's equations. Morris Klein even wrote, quote, "The remarkable fact about Formula One is its identity with the form of the law of gravitation." He was noticing similarities between Coulomb's law and Newton's law of gravitation. So, after I had read this, I wondered, were gravity and electromagnetism basically the same thing? Charles-Augustin de Coulomb was a French physicist, best known for developing Coulomb's law, Coulomb. So this possibility was rattling around in my brain, that gravity and electromagnetism were basically the same thing. And then it was that after a couple of years, I came across a video on YouTube. The gravity misconception. Tesla was right.
We live in a vacuum. I mean, if we lived in a vacuum, wouldn't the atmosphere just get sucked into space, right? This powerful vacuum, this infinite vacuum that we live in, would just suck the atmosphere from right off of our Earth. So I want to visualize this vacuum. We got our atmosphere in light blue, then we have the vacuum of space. And we're just sitting in a vacuum, right? That's what we're doing. Just spinning around in a vacuum. How does the atmosphere not get pulled off? And of course, we already know this is coming. The answer we get is gravity. Ooh, gravity. Wow. And I'm thinking, we're putting a lot of faith into this theory of gravity that's only a few hundred years old, never been tested, never been experimented with. I mean, gravity has never been recreated in a lab. There's no accounts of actually finding a gravitational wave. We don't have anything in this physical realm that tells us gravity exists. But we'll go along, because, right, Einstein was a genius, right? Newton was a genius, right? They're all geniuses. That's what they told you. That's what they put in your little history science books. Now, Einstein was once asked how it felt to be the smartest man alive, and Einstein's reply was, I don't know. You'll have to ask Nikola Tesla.
Note that I do not say definitely that the so-called gravity and electromagnetism are the same thing. I am only pondering gravity here. And here is something else to ponder. An excerpt from another video found on YouTube, Electric Universe. Gravity is a myth and does not exist. Electricity is the only force.
Have you ever wondered why we have heard about a force called gravity our entire lives, and yet nobody has ever been able to prove that it exists, even though untold numbers of experiments have been performed seeking its cause? Academics have proposed many strange solutions to their mythical gravity by inventing many theories about gravitational attraction. Inward pulling gravity, gravitons, gravity waves, 4D warped space and time, to name just a few. It is even claimed that gravity has a velocity, though nobody can explain what is traveling to create this invented force. Scientists do not even know how their mythical force operates, whether it is graviton particles, gravity waves, a strange, unexplainable force which acts at a distance through empty space, or a four-dimensional warped space and time delusion.